So we're now gonna take a look at how incredibly dumb and stupid Mandalorians are. And now they're supposed to be badass, they're gonna be tactical, and they're gonna overcome a greater enemy. And here they deploy. So yeah, it's okay. They trick the bad guys to fly away so they can move in, and they ambush a patrol. That's fine, I guess they ambushed the patrol, but they reveal their position right away with gunshots and what have you. Everyone knows they're in town. So why do they stay on the streets? Right? They can fly. They can take the high ground. It's a thing in Star Wars. Have the high ground. It's also a thing in actual urban warfare. Tactically wise, you want to secure the high ground. And it becomes a thing in the episode in the show. They're walking down the street, and as the Mandalorians will find out, they are gonna get outflanked because in an urban setting, it's really easy to be outflanked and get boxed in. As the Mandalorians, they get boxed in on this street. They're gonna be attacked from the rear. And my question is, why don't they use their goddamn jetpacks to just go to rooftops? Here we go. Now they're outflanked. They're boxed in. They're trapped, but they can escape. They can move up on the rooftops and move freely. They can outmaneuver every pirate position. They have the means to escape these positions. They can move freely from rooftop to rooftop and overcome any pirate stronghold. And here we go, they bring in the heavy guns and they land on the street again. What if that guy actually landed on top of a rooftop instead? As we will see, the pirates, they use the high ground very effectively with a big gun. But I mean, it's nonsense. It's pure goddamn nonsense. Why do they stay on the ground? Why do they stay in these narrow choke points where they're easily targeted by the pirates? And then they have to, for some reason, move out onto this wide open space where there's no cover. Here you can see someone trying to gain the high ground. But why not do it on the regular? Why not take every rooftop? And they even have rockets. Why don't they fly and become difficult targets and launch rockets at this big gun? I mean, Mandalorians are worse warriors, worse soldiers than stormtroopers, because stormtroopers don't have jetpacks. They don't have rockets in the wrists and what have you. I mean, it's Jesus Christ. Just stay on the rooftops, outmaneuver the pirates, use the weapons you have. Take a look. You were soon gonna see how a Mandalorian uses a rocket from the wrist launcher. So just fly around, be a difficult target, and launch that rocket. Here we go. Fly, use that rocket, and take out that big gun. Don't walk out onto the wide open space where you're an easy target. Why are you doing this? There's no cover. You could instead fly around and engage each pocket of pirates and just wipe them out because they can't counter your maneuverability and they can't counter your firepower. Mandalorians suck at fighting. They're worse than stormtroopers. Right, so this is the street, and here you have some Mandos spread out over all over the place here, Mandalorians, and you have pirates over here, you have pirates over here, and the Mandalorians are trapped here in the middle in this kill zone. Never mind that the pirates are actually shooting at each other potentially. It's just. But let's use this right. So say you have pirates over here, and they're firing this way, right? And then you have pirates down here firing this way. And as we saw in the clips, you have, I don't know, let's use yellow, Mandalorians standing back to back trying to engage these different pirates. And there are angles where some Mandalorians don't have cover. Now, why the hell don't the Mandalorians move up here? I don't know if you can see this blue. You should be able, right? Why don't they just fly up here and avoid the kill zone down here? Why don't they just ship with their jetpacks, get up here, get out of the situation, and start engaging the pirates from a safer position. Right, explain it to me. What, it doesn't make sense, does it? It's a goddamn silly firefight, and they try to prop it up as something. This is just awesome. Mandalorians are tactically superior. No, they're not. They're dumb as shit. And here you can see this is the view from the elevated position of the bad guys, where they're putting up this big gun. You got two alleys leading out into towards this big square. So, or whatever it is. And why do you want to push out here? What's the point? Why do you want to push out into this open area that has no cover? If you can fly up here and find cover up here, you can fly up here. You see one guy trying to find cover up here. So, you know, there's one guy trying to use his jetpack, but he gets taken out. But I mean, take a look at all. This is where you can find cover. You can hide behind the buildings and shoot from behind cover. You can spread out. You don't have to be bottled up in these choke points where it's easy for the pirates to box you in and to herd you into kill zones and what have you. It's just monumentally stupid. So if we use red, this is where the Mandalorians are trying to operate in, right? These alleys, these alleys, and choke points, right? Instead, but what they really want to do is to be up here and here and here and over here, right? Where they can maximize the effectiveness of their mobility. They don't get trapped. They can fly over here and reposition as needed. And they can even, like we said, try and do a flyby, a drive-by, essentially just come in, swoop in, and attack this position from above with a rocket from the wrist launchers or what have you. No, but no. Why do that? They have to stay here so that they can shot to bits. And you know, stupid teenagers watching this goes, yeah, that was awesome, so cool. Oh, it's just fucking stupid.
Hello, freaks, geeks, degenerates and basement dwellers. Welcome to the Nerd Zone. This is Scruffy Tales. Scruffy is your host. Enjoy your stay. Scruffy Tales. Scruffy